This is IGN. Coming up, September's PlayStation Plus game catalog editions have been revealed. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. Sony has revealed the full lineup of PlayStation Plus games catalog editions for September 2024, which includes The Plucky Squire, Far Cry 5, and more. Announced on the PlayStation blog, a total of 13 games are joining the library, 9 on the PlayStation Plus Extra tier, and 4 on the PlayStation Plus Premium tier through the Classic Games catalog and PSVR 2 offerings. They're available September 17th. September perhaps doesn't have as many heavy hitters as last month, which included The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Wild Hearts, Ride 5, Watch Dogs 2, Cult of the Lamb, and more. The Plucky Squire is certainly the headline game this month, as it launches straight onto PlayStation Plus, letting players explore its blend of 2D and 3D gameplay elements. The Plucky Squire follows the magical adventures of Jot and his companions, storybook characters who discover a three-dimensional world outside the pages of their book, reads the official synopsis. Under the Waves is a narrative-driven adventure game about grief, set in the North Sea in a techno-futuristic 1970s. Players are offered the chance to not just explore a deep and dark surreal underwater landscape, but also the very depths of the human psyche. Adventure and exploration game Night in the Woods is up next, letting PS Plus users who haven't already experienced the 2017 game. Night in the Woods' exploration of young adulthood manages to be charming, funny, and devastatingly sad all at once, IGN said in our 8 out of 10 review. Very different, Chernobyl Light is promised to be a science fiction survival horror experience, mixing the free exploration of its disturbing world with challenging combat, unique crafting, and non-linear storytelling. It was released in 2021 and has a sequel on the way. The football version of NBA Playground arrived in 2023 as Wildcard Football. Its developer Saber Interactive said, "It takes the fun and excitement of football over the top with exciting arcade action and features a massive roster of hundreds of real-life football players with detailed player models and animations." A game for science fiction and grafting fans, Space Engineers is a sandbox game about engineering, construction, and the maintenance of spaceworks. It was announced a decade ago but only arrived in 2019 and joined PlayStation Plus rival Xbox Game Pass in February 2024. Next, and looking to be as wild and wacky as some real road trips, Road 96 lets players travel through a procedurally generated adventure again and again. Road 96 is a fascinating and frequently tense adventure that manages to keep its story on track, despite the odd bump in the road, IGN said in our 8 out of 10 review. Our next game is Ben 10. Players may be able to complete Ben 10 faster than they can say it's hero time, but that doesn't mean it won't be a lot of fun, right? As Ben Tennyson, it's up to you to save the world, reads the synopsis. Take on some of Ben's most infamous enemies, including Zombozo, Queen Bee, and the Weatherheads. The penultimate for now entry in Ubisoft's open-world first-person shooter series, Far Cry 5 takes players to the deep south of the U.S. as they look to escape from and destroy a doomsday cult attempting to take over the entire country. It also earned an 8 out of 10 in IGN's review. Far Cry 5 is another wide-open playground with all the necessary ingredients for causing a real ruckus. Loads of enemies and allies, temperamental wildlife, and plenty of explosions. Pistol Whip is September's virtual reality game, as it gives PSVR 2 users an action-packed rhythm game blended with the first-person shooter genre. Pistol Whip is a VR highlight with fast-paced rhythm shooting, an exciting soundtrack, and an enticingly abstract art style, IGN said in another 8 out of 10 review. Did you know Clank of Ratchet & Clank fame had a secret agent alter ego? No? I guess that's the point. Secret Agent Clank is a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable game from 2008 making its way to the PS Plus Classic Games catalog. IGN's 6 out of 10 review said, "We don't hate the game, but are just disappointed in it." Skygunner is a third-person combat flight simulator from 2000, originally released on the PlayStation 2. It's now been enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters, however, clearing the runway for takeoff in the modern era. And though perhaps not quite as iconic as Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon, Mr. Mosquito still pulled in a decent review. It's a little short and about $10 more than we'd have cared to pay for it, and it has a few camera and control problems, but the game's creative premise, its brave completion, and the phenomenal amount of laughter and fun to be had here shouldn't be ignored, IGN said in 2002. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcast through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.